All right, let's say good morning to our left hand. We're going to do some hammer-ons and pull-offs. The first one is one that really got my left hand going a lot. It's a 5-note sequence, and basically got one note on the high E string, A note, 5th fret, and on the B string we've got 3 notes, G, F, and D. On the D string, with your 3rd finger, play the D note, 7th fret, and then just go back up. So it's 5 notes up and down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back to your original. One of the good things about this lick is it uses all your fingers. So besides being a cool sounding lick, it's a real good exercise. When we play it up to tempo, you can hear how it sounds. Now, although there are a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs in this, I still am picking. Basically, my rule for hammer-ons and pull-offs is I pick every time I change to a different string. Occasionally I may pick a little more than that to get a little more aggressiveness out of it, but as a bare minimum, I always pick when I go to the next string. So for this, basically I pick the first 2 notes because I change strings, then do 2 pull-offs, then pick the next 2 strings, and then hammer on the next 2 notes. So the whole thing is like pick, pick, pull off, pick, pick, hammer, hammer. It's kind of a good sequence to remember. And again, it'll sound like this. There's a lot of variations of that you'll see soon. A thing that you can add to that that'll give it a real good sound is something like this. It's got 3 notes ascending, A, B, C, and then you'll go down as far as the G note on the B string. So the whole thing goes A, B, C, B, A, G. That in itself is a real good pull-off. And in combination with the earlier one, it sounds really good. That'll sound like this. That's the one we just did, and then the earlier one. Together. The next sequence is an exercise I use not only to build my left hand, but it's also a real good sounding phrase. Let's start fairly high up on the 13th fret of the B string on the C note. This will all be in a kind of a whole step shape. A whole step between each finger. It'll be C, D, and D. And the whole idea of this lick, you'll always play those notes on the B string, but the note on the E string alternates. First you'll do an F note with your first finger on the 13th fret, and then descend. Then you do basically the same thing, but instead of playing the F, you'll bar with your 3rd finger and play the G. A lot of people do whole steps with their 2nd finger. If that's the case, that'll work fine, whatever is comfortable. Then use your pinky and bar and get the A note. So each time the notes on the B string are the same, but the note on the E string changes between F, G, and A. And that up to tempo will sound like this. The next pull-off pattern is one of my favorites because it's got more of a 16th note or a 4 feel. With a lot of the 3-note per string patterns, it's real easy to get into a real triplet sound. We have triplet, 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 and that can sound real good. I must admit I love that sound, but anything gets old after a while, so it's nice to get more of a 16th note kind of sound. This particular sequence has the same fingering in a 3-note per string scale, but because of the way it's sequenced, has more of a 16th note or a 4 feel. And here's how it sounds. Let's put it in our old faithful 3-note per string C major scale. And the order of notes will go like this. Basically, you just go up 4 notes again. And then go right to the A note with your pinky. And then go back to the F. And then ascend 3 notes in that scale, which would be F, G, and A. A lot easier just to listen to it. It's slow. Let's do just that. And you can hear how there's 2 sets of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, Also works real well for picking, but I've preferred for left hand. There I did that same sequence, just using each set of strings in that C major scale. And a lot of times the phrases you can come up with using that sequence are a lot more interesting